Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode number, I think, 6 of I Build Your Team series, where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team unlimited and or competitive play based on how much MT they have and what their squad is currently looking like. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 14,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Less than 200 subscribers away. Actually, we're getting pretty close to 100 subscribers away. So was planning to try to hit that by the end of October. Looks like we're going to smash through that, but would love it if y'all do hit that subscribe button to help me make sure I do hit that by the end of October. Really appreciate all the support. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. Gonna start off with this first team today. Comes in from my boy Playoff J-Dub, but he has 229k MT. Kyrie and D-Wade is a very good point guard duo. Has D-Book and DeMar DeRozan, Dr. J, Dominique Wilkins, K-Love, Draymond, Magic, DeAndre Ayton, Clyde Drexler. He has a lot of free cards. Does have an unsellable Dr. J. I would say Kyrie, Dr. J, and then D-Wade, D-Book. Those are your two backcourts. At the 3, Dominique off the bench at the 3 is yeah, he's fine. Starting 3, honestly, just go get somebody cheap. Emerald Robert Covington will hold the job. Will hold the fort down and do the job at the 3. At the 4, I'm fine with Draymond. I think Joe Smith, Ruby Joe Smith, 100% worth grinding for. Also, you could do the equal chance packs, potentially get him for free. Do those lift off equal chance agendas. That might be worth doing. And then you need big men as well. So at the big man spot, I'd say Serge Ibaka is one big to grab it for sure. Grind for Cliff Robinson from Clutch Online. He is the #1 remote mode reward that you need to be grinding, and I'll recommend him for multiple teams as well because he's a top 5 center in the game for free. 50 wins at Clutch Online. I'll get you that card. Team that I'm recommended is Kyrie, Dr. J, Rocco, Joe Smith, Cliff Robinson with D-Wade, D-Book, Dominique, Draymond, and Serge Ibaka off the bench. You build that 10-man lineup, you're going to be cooking. Second squad today comes in from Francisco. Same type of, well, actually, his team's looking pretty soups. Trying to build the best team possible for online gameplay. He has no MT, but he can get some, is what he's saying. Kyrie, B-Roy, D-Wade, D-Book. Love that. Kawhi and Tatum is phenomenal. KD is best 4 in the game, in my opinion. At least among guys who can play the 4 probably right now. And then Bird is fine. Shaq's amazing. And I don't know about Ben Wallace. D-Mitch is a 3rd PG, is a great option as well. Could run him next to D-Book off the bench. Could even run him over Kyrie to start with. But having a 3rd PG option I think is good. You need a center. You don't have the MT, but again, I mean, Clutch Time Offline, Cliff Robinson. You only need 5 players for Clutch Online, I should say. You only need 5 players. That is an online mode. Go get that card. He's better than Ben Wallace. Plain and simple. I mean, he's pretty similar in speed. He's not quite as good defensively, but he's close. He is taller than Ben Wallace, and he's way better as a shooter. Just a much more versatile card. At least to me, it's kind of a no-brainer right now to pick up a guy like Cliff Robinson again for a team like this. Third squad today comes in from JV Squad, 484,000 MT, and you're looking at this team, and you got Kyrie and Donovan Mitchell, B-Roy, D-Wade, MJ. We're losing it as we go. It's a little bit too small. Glenn Robinson, Kawhi, Pippen, AD, and then Mark Gasol. A lot of MT. I think your team's a little small. I would probably go Kyrie, MJ, and then D-Mitch, B-Roy, and then have D-Wade in your last 3 as another point guard option. Small forwards, I would probably say Kawhi and Glenn Robinson is fine. Power forwards, well, I think Joe Smith is better than throwing Draymond into the lineup there. So I would say Joe Smith at the 4 and Pippen backup 4 is great, or Pippen starting 4, Joe Smith backup 4. I think that'll work great. AD is a great center option. I don't love Mark Gasol, but he's not bad. He's just pretty slow is the problem with him. So long term, I think upgrading again to a guy like Serge Ibaka, or if you want to grind out Clutch Online for Cliff Robinson. I know I've mentioned him for all 3 teams, but that's because he would make all 3 teams that I've looked at so far this video better. So in my personal opinion, again, a guy you should definitely be looking into grinding for. Splays 2K, 116k MT, says he's going to do all-time dom, and he's getting the equal chance challenges done. Well, the equal chance player, there's a chance it'll make your team better. It's a chance it won't. As of right now, Sam Jones, Kyle Korver, Ja Morant, D-Wade could use a point guard. There's not really a point guard, though, that I would say with the amount of MT you have that you should be buying. I mean, if you get the Pro Pass for D-Wade, that would be nice. But for the time being, I mean, getting some more MT from all-time dom will help you out for sure. Giannis is super usable. Your 2s could use a little bit of help, but I'll live with those for right now, especially since you do have... I don't hate this team. I don't totally love it. there aren't really great options that you can spend your MT on, except for a guy like maybe a Ruby Serge Ibaka at the center position would be an upgrade. I mean, you could have Ayton off the bench temporarily. Again, you got to grind for some of these mode rewards. You got to get some of the stuff doing. I mean, all-time Dom is good, but I think honestly right now your best bet is, again, Clutch Online, trying to get that Cliff Robinson card. I know I keep mentioning him, but I mean, he makes so many of these teams better. 116K, again, you could pick up a guy like Serge Ibaka. He would make your team better. Outside of that, shooting guard position, there's just not really anybody for value right now that I think is an incredible option. Maybe you could have picked up the Dr. J, but by the time y'all see this video, he's not the deal of the day anymore. So couldn't really do that for the value. Dominique could play the 2, and you could play Roko at the 3. That would give you more defense. If you're looking for more defense, that's an option as well. Right now, though, Serge Ibaka is really the only player that I think is worth buying. Second to last squad today comes in from Morant, my team. He's got 170,000 MT. And I mean, point guard duo is great. Shooting guards are fine. Small forwards work. I would say Joe Smith is better at the 4. I think that's an unsellable mic, and I can't 100% tell. That might be a sellable. I'm squinting. I think that's a sellable George Mikan. Sell that George Mikan and slide Joe Smith to the power forward position and just throw a guy like Robert Covington in at the small forward position, and you're going to be totally fine. Also, your starting lineup's a little weak on the defensive end. D-Book and Carmelo are both kind of defensive liabilities, but I think that's okay. I would say right now, slide Joe Smith to the 4, sell Mikan to make more MT, put Roko at the 3. Save your MT this week. You could use a shooting guard upgrade, but I don't know if any of them are worth buying. I mean, maybe Dr. J, but again, save your MT this week. Start working on grinding some things out in Season 2 and getting some things accomplished. Again, Cliff Robinson would make your team better. I mean, I don't want to mention it for every team, but I'm mentioning it for literally every team because he makes every team we've seen so far better. So, again, Clutch Online, not a bad option. Final team today comes in from Trent. He says, will replace Giannis. He doesn't know he wants to run his lineup once he gets him. Looking to replace Jabari Smith, but he's got like 90,000 MT. Kyrie, D. Wade, MJ, Vince Carter, Roko, and Jordan Walsh, AD, Jabari, Bosch, and Giannis. Giannis will be fine until you get Wilt. I have no problems with that. You do have 3 PGs, so you're chilling. Your shooting guard position is great. It is power forward. That's your weakest position. And honestly, your one upgrade right now is super simple. It's Joe Smith. He's an obvious upgrade. You could also grind again. I mean, you know who I'm going to say. I don't have to say it. Cliff Robinson. Go get him if you want. He can make your team better as well. You could get him for free instead of Joe Smith, and then you don't have to pay for a guy like Joe Smith. That might be a good option because then you could run him at the 4, have Shaq at the 5, and have like Cliff and AD as your 4s and Bosch and Wilt as your 5s. I said Shaq, but I meant Wilt. That's the cheaper option, but if you just don't want to grind that out, then Joe Smith is going to be an amazing option too. He's a really good card. So that's about the only player that would really upgrade your team right now. I mean, I guess you could swap out Vince for Dr. J. That's an upgrade. Is it worth the upgrade in terms of the amount of T you're going to have to spend? Probably not, but that is another option if you were looking for something else as well. I know I recommended for Cliff Robinson for every single team today, but he literally makes every single team that we looked at today better. There's a good chance he makes your team better as well. So that is a card that is a consensus player that you should be grinding for, especially since he is one of the easier mode rewards to get, in my opinion. 50 Clutch Online, I don't feel like it's that hard. I got it done literally in a day. Obviously, I have more time to grind the game than most people do, but regardless. And yeah, make sure you're grinding XP as well. Take advantage of your double XP coins. Go get that Will Chamberlain. He is an amazing card. That's an overarching thing for every team as well. I haven't really talked about it, but go get yourself Will Chamberlain. He's the best center in the game. He's better than Shaq. You need to get that card and add him to your lineup as soon as you can. So make sure you're taking advantage of as much XP grinding as possible as well. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.